Like, it just got chaotic in the NHL. What happened? You got Lucic's hit from behind, right, against Winnipeg. I forget who it was that he hit. It's a bad hit. I was already on here on this channel, right, praising Lucic for the way he plays now, saying he's dialed back the goonery, saying that as long as he focuses on just playing a solid game, he's quite talented. I like him better this way. And sure enough, he popped the guy from behind into the boards, you know? Brutal. It's got to stop. There's no way that he didn't think that was possible even. He may not have intended to do it. Like, he might have thought that he was going to drive the hit anyways, but don't. Like, I'm so sick of hearing that as the excuse that players are like, well, I already mentally committed to the hit. There was no stopping. Yeah, there was. The seconds before you committed to the hit, right? You can't approach a guy anymore in the NHL when there's a possibility of him being vulnerable and not at least prepare your body to not pop the guy, right? If you want to slowly ease him into the boards or something like that because you realize he might be vulnerable, cool. But the only way you should really be popping a guy into the boards is when you know it's clean. And that's it. If you still want to use the boards in today's NHL, you got to make sure it's clean if you're going to be the guy hitting. No excuses. So, again, I'm not saying these athletes are monsters or evil people or anything like that. I'm sure Lucic is a good guy, but, like, you got to be more responsible than that. So, stop it. All the NHL, because he's not the only one. He's not the only one, guys. He's just so big that, like, when he does it, it makes a big difference. But, like, it's happening all over the league still. Stop it. You're professionals, man. You can't control your bodies. Like, enough. You can hit other guys other ways, and it looks much better anyways. So let's start playing some clean hockey, right? Yeah, AKZ and the Habs fired everybody. The Habs fired everybody. Well, didn't they fire their coach last season? You know, didn't they just fire their coach last season? So, of course, this was coming if they weren't going to do well. You know? Now, hey, look. Anytime a team starts succeeding, especially all of a sudden, like the Habs did last season, right when they entered the playoffs, all of a sudden tapped into a part of themselves they never knew existed. High pressure moment, right? Brought out the best in them. When that happens, you don't know if it's because the team finally learned or if this is just a weird matching of energies, you know, like a weird coincidence that all the players are dialed in at the same moment, right? But you don't know if they're going to be consistent. Well, we're finding out they have no consistency. The Montreal Canadiens have no consistency right now. Hey, we've been there. You could argue we're still there. Some of you would argue that we're still there, right? But that's it. They got all hot at the same time. Any team in the NHL, if they played their best at the exact same moment, that would be, you know, you're playing 10 times better at that point. You know, you can accomplish so much more as a team. I don't care if you're Arizona, right? Or Ottawa Senators. If all of you dial it in to your best hockey you've ever played for one season, magic can happen. I believe it. I believe in the human spirit, you know? I believe in the will to win sometimes. But what are the chances, right? The reason why cup contending teams are exactly that is because they find a way to be that way more than not. They're way more consistent at being that time and time again than they are just dialing it in for one season, right? So it finally caught up to Montreal, man. Inconsistencies. Now that dude's fired. Look, I don't like when people get fired. I really don't on anything. I feel bad. At the same time, this was going to happen. You know, you can't have the image of Stanley Cup finalists, Canada's last hope at winning a cup again since 93, since the last time they won it. You can't have the stakes that high and then come out the way you do now. Right? It just can't happen without somebody getting in trouble. So you have to decide, are you going to get rid of players or are you going to get rid of staff? Now, considering that the coaching change last year made a pretty big difference, or whatever happened, I swear something happened last year, but they all of a sudden dialed it in. They turned it around. Maybe this will be exactly that. Maybe it'll turn around, but watch out. This could be a rebuild. This could be bad enough that it warrants a rebuild. And then you get some new GM comes in, tears everybody apart, sends everybody packing, clears space on the cap. Guys, everybody's copying Toronto's model. I'm just telling you, it's no joke, right? People make fun of Dubas all the time, but like, listen to the reports. Every team is, half the teams in the league right now, I think it's half, are maxed on their salary caps. Maxed. Toronto was nuts for doing it 2 years ago, right? Oh, you're crazy. No teams were doing it back then. Oh, no, what are you doing? Maxing out the salary cap. You're an idiot. Well, they were preparing. They were preparing for this exact moment when, salary caps didn't go up. So now everybody's maxed on all these deals they thought were going to, the cap would go up before these contracts kick in with these numbers. They're not. So Toronto is not the only team anymore with a max salary cap. It's very common. And you know what? Dubas is the best at it. Right? And Doobie is a leader, man. The guy knows. He knew this was coming. He knew... I'm not saying he knew that this was... Who knew that COVID was coming and stuff like that? He didn't know it was coming. But Dubas knew more than a lot of other GMs exactly what to do for the future of the NHL. Be prepared for super tight caps. He knew it. And he's been preparing. So, watch out, man. This team seems to know what's up. They're a lot of fun, and I thank you all for coming out to these things every night after the Leafs games. Always, right? I'll try and read more of your comments right now, but before we go, you know what I mean? But that's pretty much all I have to say about all the current events here in the NHL as well. I just know there's a lot of craziness going on, so I thought, hey, why don't we get to speak on it sometimes, just because we got the blue and white? Somebody told me about the Edmonton thing, about the penalty, the blaming the ref stuff. They said to me, hey, you had an opinion till I saw your username because I'm the trubeleafer. I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know I don't have an opinion because I cheer for the best team in the league right now. I didn't know that. All right, fine, fair. I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it. For my team continuing to be first in the league right now, I don't know. I didn't check the stats. It might be second by now. But they were tied for first for a while there. To not have an opinion, cool. I don't want an opinion then. I want my team to win, and they're doing that. And I love it. I love it. All right, so quickly before we got to go, what are you guys saying? I need to pay attention more.